Ian was born 8 weeks premature, and we really didn't notice that too much was wrong with him when he was first born, except that he had crossed eyes. And that was our main concern, that we get that taken care of. But I guess as he progressed, through the months, we realized that something else was going on with him. He didn't do the things his sister did. He didn't sit up, he was floppy, he didn't eat well, he was cranky, he didn't sleep for 5 years.
We knew something was a little bit off, but doctors and physicians told us to wait till we get his eyes fixed. So we had to wait for about a year to get his eyes fixed.
Waiting was difficult because I think, as he, got older, is, 6 months old, 8 months old, we both knew that something was wrong. We did take him to a neurologist. We didn't wait for that year. We did take him to a neurologist. We did have genetic testing done. We had CAT scans done. All of those things were pretty inconclusive. And so we really kind of floundered around for a while. We had the eye surgery scheduled twice, and both times he got sick. And finally, on the third time, we were able to have the surgery, and it had excellent results. I mean, his eyes were straight, and with no complications from the surgery.
So we thought maybe, physically he'd get his balance back, he'd be able to see us speaking and get, catch up.
Because he always saw double. After the surgery, we really wanted everything to be okay. We really did. And I remember he was sitting on the couch, and one of the things the neurologist said, can he move something from one hand to the other? And he did it. Yeah. Remember, we gave him a ball, and he went like this, and I was, okay, he's better.
He started to make milestones.
And then he stopped.
About 2 months after the surgery, he started to digress. And
I mean, we felt sad. It's hard to have to realize now that you have a child that you don't want this child to have a disability, but we're thinking in the back of our minds that, there must be something wrong here. And I had a friend who had a child coming here to Jawonio, and I mentioned it to her, and she said, "Oh, you're coming with me," and because I didn't know how to drive, and so she called Jerry, because her child was in the program, and she called Jerry, and she came and got me, and she took Ian and I here. I said to Bob, I'm going to this place called Camp Jawonio. I have no idea what this is. We got here, and Jerry saw Ian, and he said, well, he definitely has some problems, but we're going to help you out. He can come to program. I think it was, he came twice a week here, and then the speech therapist came to our house once a week. And he got speech, PT, OT, he had his hearing tested again, education services, social work services, psychological services. We got everything we needed.
You walked in with Eva.
I walked in with Eva, and she was sort of my, I guess my, mentor here. And then eventually I would come by myself, but I mean, it was wonderful. Everybody, Pat was his PT, and Betsy was his PT, and Joanne, and Heidi, and I mean, just everybody, and Joan was here. Everybody was happy. Generally, it was a place that there was a lot of hope. He'll walk, he's going to talk, this is, don't worry about this. And but never sugar-coated, never, nobody ever didn't, everybody always told you the truth here. But it wasn't a place of discouragement or anything. It was a place, I was very sad when we had to leave.
Also that it was an environment where you saw other children.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't have the same disabilities Ian had. But you got to realize that, not everybody's the same.
Mm-hmm. It's scary. I mean, when you have a child with a disability, your whole life changes. It's, you know, so there's a lot of uncertainty and you know, ambiguity that goes on in your life. But I think if you come to a place like this, you know, they will help you. I would advise everybody, if they think they need to come here, to come here. I think Jawonio gave us Ian and really helped us and helped him.
Yeah. I think Ian would be a very different person without his experience here. And it really helped, and it really set him, you know, on a good course to become what he's become. He's, you know, full-grown man, fun, intelligent.
And he still remembers. He still remembers to this day. They had a big pool of balls. And Ian was very tactile, defensive. He did not like the balls at all, and he was always, they would put him in the balls and everything. And if he sees those things in McDonald's or a park anywhere, he goes, no, I'm not going in there. I said, no, now you're too big to go in there. You can't go in there.
When Ian moved out to Balmoral Drive, it was at the end of a long period of many, many talks between Janet and I and himself, and trying to convince him that this was going to be just another challenge that he'd have to face, and that Ian, being not prone to change, was very doubtful about it. But through a lot of conversations, we finally convinced him to at least try it, and he promised to try it. But we knew within a few weeks that he loved it, that he loved being independent. He really likes it. He calls it his house, and, you know, his room, and so it fit perfectly into his lifestyle.